Good afternoon po.
Good afternoon. Please type hello if you are now here and if you are now ready to listen. Type hello. Alright. So thank you everyone for making time para mag-attend ng makeup class. Actually, I hope na napirmahan nyo na yung inyong yung document na pinasa ko sa inyo. And kindly refer to the uploaded material sa Google Classroom and we'll start our discussion. Okay. So kindly bear with me class kasi as far as I can recall, medyo madaming items sa final exam na part ng properties of organic compounds. And probably yung mga terminologies dito ay na-encounter na natin simula elementary, and we'll look at these terminologies in the organic chemistry perspective. So first, let us talk about the properties of organic compounds. As discussed during the introduction, yung organic compounds have different properties compared to inorganic compounds. And one of the main properties na magkaiba sila is or underlies sa kanilang bonding. So, napakadali na tandaan kapag organic, edi covalently bonded, kapag inorganic, edi ionic. And syempre, kada organic compounds, nag-i-exhibit sila ng iba't ibang properties. Depende kung ano ang kanilang functional group. So, sinasabi dito sa first sentence, the properties of organic compounds are direct consequences of their structure. Ibig sabihin, kapag ang class ng organic compounds belong to a certain family like hydrocarbons, iba ang properties ng hydrocarbons compared to the family of carboxylic acid and its derivatives. Yun yung ibig sabihin. And kaya magkaiba sila ng properties, syempre dahil magkaiba ang kanilang structure. Say for example, yung hydrocarbons formed by carbon and hydrogen atoms lang, mostly. And nag-exhibit ng carbon-carbon double bond or carbon-carbon triple bond. On the other side, kapag naman carboxylic acid derivatives or acids ay meron siyang carbonyl carbon, C double bond O, saka meron siyang OH, C double bond O, OH. So mainly, magkaiba yung properties nila although they belong to the same class of organic compounds. Structure determines the type of interaction a substance is capable of exhibiting, which principally affects its physical properties. So class, let's recall, when we talk about the physical properties of a material, ito yung not changing. So kapag inobserve natin yung characteristic ng isang substance or mineasure natin, hindi sila magbabago kahit dagdagan natin yung amount ng material, kahit bawasan natin yung amount ng material, it will be the same. Say for example, yung color. Kahit madami tayong ma-produce na crystals, same pa din yung color. Or kahit madami tayong ma-produce na product, same yung density. Kasi mass over volume lang ang density, same yung hardness, same yung melting and boiling points. On the other hand, kapag naman chemical properties, characteristic siya ng isang substance that relates to how it can change as a result of as a reaction. Yung kapag after a reaction, may change na naganap. Ang ilan sa mga example ng chemical properties include flammability. So, syempre, merong change na nagbabago or may change na nag-o-occur pala. Toxicity, mga reactivity like its reaction to acids or base, yun yung mga chemical properties. And for today, we will just focus on the physical properties ng organic compounds or ano ba yung trends na sinasabi natin bukod dun sa na-discuss noong intro to organic compounds. Alright, so properties of organic compounds, first is its physical properties. Under the physical properties is the boiling point and the melting point of a substance. Sabi ko nga sa inyo, regardless sa amount ng isang substance, hindi nagbabago yung kanyang boiling and melting point. Halimbawa, kung mag-boil tayo ng water sa tangke versus mag-boil tayo ng water sa kettle, same pa din yan ng boiling point at 100 degrees Celsius. So it doesn't matter kung madami o onti lang yung substance. Yun yung sinasabi natin na physical properties. And kapag sinabi naman nating boiling point, siyempre ang pinaka-basic na definition yan ay mag-change po, nag-a-apply po tayo ng high heat and temperature. Nagtatransform po yung liquid papuntang gas or papuntang vapor. Kapag naman sinabi nating melting, nag-a-apply din po ma'am ng same heat or same parameter. Nag-a-apply po tayo ng high heat and temperature. Tapos yung solid nagiging liquid. And when we observe or when we zoom in dun sa kanilang mga particles, we can say that yung mga molecules breaks apart. Kasi kung titingnan natin yung liquid, naging gas, syempre, mas naging maluwag yung movement ng molecules. So, ganun din. Sa solid, naging liquid. From compact na solid, naging freely moving na liquid. So, sa madaling sabi, boiling and melting involves the same process. That is to break away from attractive forces that hold particles together. Ibig sabihin, class, para mag-occur ang boiling saka melting, kailangan may pagbe-break na mangyayari. Breaking apart ng attractive forces na nag-govern sa kanila. Therefore, if you are taking down your notes or kayo ay nag-highlight sa mga handouts ninyo, you can highlight this part. The strength of the IPFA or the interparticle forces of attraction is the principal factor that determines boiling and melting point. Yun yung sinasabi nating bonding. Sa madaling sabi, yung strength ng bonding ay siya yung principal factor kung bakit or sa degree ng boiling and melting point. Principal factor sa degree ng boiling and melting point. So of course, in general, ang matataas ang bonding or matataas or malalakas ang interparticle forces of attraction are ionic solids. They are held together by the crystal lattice by very strong interionic forces, which in turn have make them high ang kanilang melting point as compared to those solids na held together by weaker intermolecular forces of attraction. Ibig sabihin, kapag mas mataas ang interparticle forces of attraction, mas mataas din ang kanilang boiling saka melting point. Yun yung ibig sabihin. Kapag high IPFA, high melting and boiling point. Parang kinakain ko yung sinasabi ko. Okay. So, ang next naman na type ng bonding, so ionic. It happens only kapag meron tayong two ions, usually sa periodic table, metals and non-metals are reacting. Kapag ionic bonds. And kapag naman dipole-dipole, usually ito ay mga polar molecules. So, dipole-dipole holds polar molecules together and they are also considered as strong. IPFA. However, mas stronger ang ionic bonds compared kay dipole-dipole. So, another thing na pwede kong i-share sa inyo about dipole-dipole is we define first what is polarity or what are polar molecules. How can we say that a molecule is polar? Sige nga. Paano natin masasabi na ang molecule ay polar? Si Zyrus Lumanglas. Or anyone.
Ay, wait lang. Kapag po ang isang molecule po ay yung pong other end ay positive po, tapos yung isa po ay negative.
Okay. So positive and negative pwede. That can be a definition. But if you are going to look at the periodic table class, halimbawa, I hope na-discuss na ito sa inyo. Pero nonetheless, kung hindi pa, explain ko lang ng madali. Ang polarity, another definition niya is it is the differences in electronegativity. So when we say electronegativity, it is the property of electrons which attracts other electrons. Electronegativity. It describes the tendency of an atom or a functional group to attract electrons towards itself. That is electronegativity. And sa periodic trends, ang pattern or ang trend ng electronegativity is from left to right, increasing, top to bottom, decreasing. So, sino dito mag-raise ang hand nung nakapag-discuss or na-discuss na yung periodic trends? Yung na-discuss na sa inyo. Periodic trends, electronegativity. Wala pa. Okay, sige. So halimbawa, between potassium and arsenic, alin ang mas mataas ang electronegativity when we talk about periodic trends? Sabi sa periodic trends, electronegativity increases from left to right. Ibig sabihin, mas mataas ang electronegativity ng arsenic compared kay potassium. And another rule sa periodic trends, electronegativity decreases naman from top to bottom. Ibig sabihin, mas mataas ang electronegativity ng fluorine compared kay astatine. So, top to bottom decreases. That is the periodic trend. And balik tayo dun sa ating discussion kanina. Kapag sinabi nating polarity, difference yan ng electronegativities ng elements. Ibig sabihin, kapag mas mataas yung electronegativity difference ng mga elements, mas mataas din ang kanyang polarity. Right? Say for example, Na saka Cl. Sodium saka chlorine. Siya ay considered as an highly electronegative compound kasi or highly polar compound kasi mataas ang kanyang electronegativity difference. Another thing is water, H2O. So kapag kinompute natin yung electronegativity difference, mataas din siya. Therefore, polar ang water. No? Ang water considered as a polar solvent, right? So yun yung definition ng electronegativity. And going back, sabi dito, this is the interaction exhibited or dipole-dipole is the interaction exhibited by carbonyl compounds such as aldehydes, ketones, and certain derivatives RCOZ. So ethers naman, on the other hand, are generally weaker than that exhibited by the polar carbonyl group C double bond O. Next is the hydrogen bonding. So when we talk about hydrogen bonding, it happens whenever a hydrogen atom is bonded to a very electronegative atoms like fluorine, oxygen, and nitrogen. So because only a few elements can be participated in its formation, hydrogen bond is commonly treated as a separate category. Among the compounds, it is exhibited by those having OH and NH bond like the carboxylic acids, alcohols, and amines. And among these functional groups, the carboxylic acids exhibit the strongest interaction due to their ability to form hydrogen bonds per pair of molecules, resulting in their dimerization. So class, let's put things na easier to understand. Let's refer to this table. So again, going back, when we talk about the boiling point and melting point, kaya sila nangyayari because there is the interparticle forces of attraction. Yan yung dahilan ng pag-occur ng boiling saka ng melting, yung IPFA. Sabi ko nga sa inyo, pagtaas or pag stronger nung IPFA, mas mataas din ang boiling and melting point. Therefore, dito sa table na ito, makikita natin na ang pinakamatataas na melting and boiling point are organic solids. And these are ionic bonds. Ionically bonded. Bonded by ionic bonds. Yun. Organic solids. Say for example, or organic salts. Halimbawa, yung asin, kapag i-subject mo siya to high heat, di ba, ilagay nyo yung asin doon sa kawali, di ba, hindi siya magme-melt. I think ang boiling point or ang melting point ng salt is around 600. So, siguro nasunog na yung bahay, hindi pa nagme-melt yung salt. On the other hand naman, kapag mga organic compounds na covalently bonded like sugar, onting heat lang, magme-melt agad yan. So, yun. So, yung organic salts, dahil nga sobrang taas ng kanyang IPFA, kasi siya ay in ionic bonding, siya yung una dito. Next organic compound ay ito, carboxylic acids. So, siya yung sumunod dahil sa kanyang property na dimerization. So, because of its property na dimerization, it means na carboxylic acid has the ability to form 2 hydrogen bonds per pair of molecules. So, isa dun sa oxygen and isa dun sa OH bond. It can form 2 hydrogen bonds per pair. That is called the property of carboxylic acids, dimerization. No? So, and then, after that is ROH. So, when we look at OH bond, siya ay highly electronegative. Mataas ang kanyang electronegativity, therefore, mataas din ang kanyang polarity. Therefore, mahirap din siyang i-break apart or i-boil and i-melt. So, siya yung next dito. After that is amines. Yung amines, ganun din, highly electronegative ang nitrogen and yung NH2. However, when we look at the atoms oxygen and nitrogen, kita naman natin na mas electronegative si oxygen compare kay nitrogen. Kaya, una itong ROH or una yung alcohols, after amines, una siya. Okay? And next is the dipole-dipole interaction. Yung may mga carbonyl, C double bond O. Ang example ng mga compounds na may carbonyl is aldehydes. Siya yung next. Next is ketones. Next is acid halides. So yan, dipole-dipole interaction itong tatlo. And the last cluster is the ethers and hydrocarbons. So silang dalawa exhibits van der Waals forces or London dispersion forces, which are known to be one of the weakest intermolecular forces of attraction. Ethers and then hydrocarbons. So again, yung boiling and melting point depends on the strength of IPFA, and it can be further described using this table. Alright? So, other factors affecting boiling and melting point. So, ito yung mga supplemental factors which also affects boiling and melting points. Number 1, molecular size. Kapag taas daw ng molecular size, mas mataas ang melting and boiling point. So, isulat nyo dyan sa inyong notes, high molecular weight, high melting and boiling point. High molecular weight, high melting and boiling point. Reason, syempre, kapag tumaas yung molecular weight, mas bibigat yung hydrocarbon chain. So, the London dispersion forces gets stronger. So, you also note that sa molecular size, usually ang ating ginagamit lang natin itong factor na ito for hydrocarbons. Okay? For hydrocarbons kasi, we are looking at the hydrocarbon chain. Sabi, kapag tumaas ang molecular weight, ibig sabihin, mas mahaba yung carbon chain, and ibig sabihin, mas lumalakas yung London dispersion forces, mas mahirap siya or mas mataas ang kanya melting and boiling point. The same goes dun sa letter B, yung molecules kasi, kapag bigat, ay bumibigat, therefore, mas mahirap siyang i-volatilize due to the effect of gravitational force. Okay, the molecules gets denser. No. Next is branching. The more branched a compound, the lower the melting point and the boiling point is. So high branching, low melting, and boiling point. Why? Because as the molecules become more branched, they become more spherical and therefore tend to form weaker interaction because the surface area for interaction gets shorter. So kapag mas madaming branching yung isang hydrocarbon, plus yung 1 and 2 for hydrocarbons lang siya applicable ha, i-note nyo dyan. So, nasaan na ba ako? Ayun nga, kapag dumami ang branching, mas liliit kasi ang kanyang surface area for interaction. Siyempre, dahil mas close together na yung molecules dahil ng branches magkakalapit. Kaya, bumababa ang kanyang melting and boiling point. So, that's it. That's the reason why pagtaas ng branching, pagbaba. Kasi maliit yung surface area for interaction. And the molecules cannot get close enough for stronger interaction. Next is polarity. So, na-discuss ko na ito kanina kapag sinabi nating polarity, high electronegativity difference. So, you write dyan, high polarity, high melting, and boiling point. That is because kapag mas polar yung compound, mas stronger ang kanyang dipole-dipole interaction. Okay? Number 4 is the molecular symmetry. So kapag molecular symmetry, ang example ko na lang dito is yung symmetrical ethers saka unsymmetrical ethers. Yung kapag binasa siya left to right or right to left ay pareho lang. Molecular symmetry. So high symmetry, you write dyan sa notes nyo, high symmetry, low melting and boiling point. Bakit? Kasi yung dipole moments sa symmetrical molecules cancel out so that as a whole, the molecules become non-polar and therefore tend to form weaker interaction. So, mas weak ang interaction kapag mas unsymmetrical. Or mas symmetrical pala, I mean. Okay? And last is the intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Kapag daw may presence ng intramolecular hydrogen bonding, decrease melting point or boiling point. So you write dyan, high presence of intramolecular hydrogen bonding, decrease melting and boiling point. Okay. Class, can you still follow? Are you there? Please type, I'm here. If you can still follow. I'm here. Okay. Sige. So number 5 ay yung presence ng intramolecular hydrogen bonding. Ma'am, ano po yun? Ano po yung intramolecular hydrogen bonding? You can look at page 4. Ay, kaso PowerPoint yata yung shinare ko sa inyo. Basta nandyan yan sa inyong notes. Pag sabi natin intramolecular hydrogen bonding, mas mataas yung probability na yung hydrogen bonds sa mga atoms or sa mga substituents ay mag-bond or mag-react with each other kasi magkalapit sila. Halimbawa, this has higher intramolecular hydrogen bond compared to this compound na intermolecular hydrogen bond kasi mas mataas yung tendency nito to form hydrogen bond with water. So, H2O, right? So, yun yung concept na, again, pagtaas noong intramolecular hydrogen bond, which is ito, yung mas susceptible siya to form water, ibig sabihin, bababa ang solubility. Bababa pala. Sorry. Bababa ang melting and boiling point. That's it. Presence of intramolecular hydrogen bond decreases melting and boiling point. Okay, so do you have any questions or clarifications? So if none, you refer to the another material I uploaded under properties of organic compound. Meron dong exercise, but we'll just do this orally, and this is also a chance for you to get bonus points or plus points sa major exam once you give the correct answer. So, instructions is we need to arrange the following according to decreasing boiling point. I-arrange na lang based sa letter kung A, B, C, D or D, C, B, A, B, C, D, A or etc. And of course, give the reasons for the choices. So 2 points kapag nasabi ng tama yung arrangement and another 2 points kapag tama yung explanation bakit yun ang arrangement. So bali 4 points per number. And yung mechanism natin, just like last time, same na lang din. Kung sino yung mag-raise hand, siya yung una kong tatawagin. But if wrong, edi yung mga sumunod na mag-raise ng hand. Okay, so yun muna yung sagatan natin. Exercise part 1, numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So class, do you get the instructions? Kindly type get if na-gets. Type get if na-gets yung instructions dito. Okay, sige. They give you time to answer. Hoy na ba, class? Meron na bang sagot? So if you do have answers for number 1, kindly raise your hands. Yes, Miss Medrano.
Try lang po. Ang answer ko po ay A, B, C, D. Yung ethanol po has the highest boiling point due to its ability to form hydrogen bonds. Then ang sunod po ay yung letter B, which is yung acetaldehyde po. It can also form hydrogen bonds din po, but to a lesser extent compared po to ethanol. Then ang next po ay yung profane or yung letter C. Ito po ay isang simple alkane and lacks the ability to form hydrogen bonds po. Then ang lowest po ay yung letter D. It does not have hydrogen bonding capability po like the alcohols.
Okay, so ano yung pagkakasunod-sunod ko mo ulit? A, B,
C, D po.
C.
Bale, highest to lowest po yung ginawa ko.
Okay. So actually, are you sure ano ang mas mataas yung boiling point? C or D?
Sa answer ko po ay yung C.
Yung hydrocarbons? Are you sure? You refer dun sa table. So, mas ano class? Ano yung sagot? Actually, sige, bibigyan na lang kita ng partial points dito sa record. Miss Medrano. Ano yung answer natin dito? So we have A, apple, boy, dog, cat. So that is according to the strength of IPFA. So first is the alcohols, next is the aldehydes, next is the ethers, and last ay yung hydrocarbons, HCs. That's the answer for number 1. Next, number 2. Kindly raise your hands. Gerlin.
Ma'am, ang answer ko po is A, B, D, and C. Bale po, in-arrange ko po siya based po dun sa dito po sa molecular weight kasi po sabi po ay kapag po pag-increase po ng molecular weight, pag stronger po ng intermolecular forces, and pagtaas din po ng substance ng boiling point. Pagtaas po ng boiling point ng substance.
Okay. So, thank you. But again, as I have said a while ago, ang molecular weight as a factor, saka ang branching as a factor is only applicable for compounds na may hydrocarbon chain. May HC chain. Hindi natin siya agad na i-consider for this compound kasi when we look at it, iba-iba yung kanyang functional group. Again, dito, yan siya. The hydrocarbon chain, dun siya nakabase, yung molecular size. And for this one, wala namang, ito 3 carbons lang. Ito 2. Tapos ito 3. Tapos ito 2. Or 3 din. Mas applicable siya kapag yung mga compounds na may chain mismo. So for number 2, any other answers? Yes, Miss De La Cruz.
Ang answer ko po ay BACD kasi po base po dun sa table, nauuna po yung carboxylic acid, then alcohol, tapos amine, and then ketone. At yung molecular weight naman po nila ay parang ano naman po, accurate naman po. Mas mataas po yung carboxylic at ang pinakamababa po ay yung ketone.
Keto. Okay, BACD.
Yes po.
Okay, that's correct. Thank you. So I hope nakuha niyo yung sagot, BACD, according to the strength of interparticle forces of attraction. Next, number 3, raise your hands. Yes, Miss... Ay, sino yun? Micaela. Rosella.
Ma'am, try lang po. DCBA po. Kasi po all these molecules can form hydrogen bonds po. However po, as the length of the carbon chain increases po, the boiling point also increases.
Ang iyong consideration ay yung molecular size. Anong sagot? Dog, cat, boy, apple?
Apo.
Okay, sige, tama. So dito natin pwede i-apply yung molecular weight. Kasi pare-parehas siya ng functional group and apparently, yung dog has 6 carbon atoms in its carbon chain. Ito ay 5. Yung sumunod ay 4. Tapos yung 2. Ito, letter A ay 2 carbon atoms. Therefore, pinaka mataas ang boiling point nito. And then, pinaka mababa ang boiling point nitong ethanol. Kasi 2 carbon atoms lang siya. Ano? Yun yung sa molecular size. Sorry. Factor number 1. Okay. Number 4, you can raise your hands. Number 4. Yes, Miss De La Cruz.
Try lang po ulit. Ang sagot po ay A, B, C, D at ang arrangement po nun ay based po sa branching. So yung N po, di ba po ay straight line lang po siya. Tapos yung third po yung pinaka-branch.
Okay, that's correct. So, ang arrangement natin is A, B, C, D. Kasi ito yung pinakamataas ang boiling point or melting point kasi wala siyang branches. And ito yung pinakamababa kasi siya yung pinakamadaming branches. As we recall dun sa relationship, kapag mataas ang branching, mababa ang melting and boiling point. Next, number 5, you can raise your hands na. Yes, Miss Baryon.
Ma'am, ABC po. Same lang din po nung number 4 po. Increase in branching po, decrease in boiling point.
Ang sagot mo ay
ABC po.
ABC. No, hindi yan branching class ha. Hindi siya dahil ng branching. Other answers? Yes, Mr. Sola.
Try ko lang po. It is ABC po. Dahil nagdagdag po ng OH. Wait. Nagdagdag po yung yung sa B ng N2 ng nitrous oxide, then sa C ng extra OH po sa benzene.
Okay, so medyo malapit na naman yung answer. Pero ano ba yung OH? Ano ba
Alcohol po.
compound siya?
Alcohol.
I mean, doon sa explanation mo kasi molecular size siya. Pero yung explanation is not applicable for molecular size since ang pinag-uusapan natin ay hindi naman yung carbon chain length. Hindi din molecular size ang dahilan. Sino pang gusto mag-try? Class? Yung number 5. Sige, magbibigay na lang ako ng clue. Ang factor dyan is polarity. So, kindly check based on its polarity. Wala? Sige, ako na lang magsasagot nito. So, ang sagot natin dyan is CBA. Bakit? Kasi mas madami siyang polar molecules attached to benzene. Right? So, OH and NO2 are polar molecules. Therefore, mataas ang polarity ng letter C. Next is letter B because it has two polar molecules attached to benzene. And last is letter A. Okay? CBA. Next, number 6. Number 6. Wala. Yes.
Try ko lang po, is it ACB po?
ACB, bakit?
Yung A po ay ay symmetrical po. Though marami pong alcohol, may tatlong alcohol po na atoms na present sa benzene. Then ang next po yung C kasi nagtanggal yung isa sa mga alcohol pero hindi siya equal, hindi siya symmetrical. Then ang last po ay yung B, which is yung nagiging symmetric po yung yung compound po. So yan yung po yung list na
Okay, thank you. So, syempre, thank you. Ang una nating titingnan is yung attachments niya. So, itong OH bonds are polar bonds. Ibig sabihin ito, letter A, yung pinakamataas ang polarity. And in terms naman ng B and C, kapag i-weigh natin siya, we will look into this factor, intramolecular hydrogen bonding. So dahil mas may presence ito ng intra, mas mababa siya. Intra. So ang sagot is A, B, C. Because of its polarity and in the presence of intramolecular hydrogen bonding. But okay, I'll give you partial points. So ABC again, letter A kasi has 3 polar molecules attached to benzene as compared to B and C. And kapag naman B and C ang pinag-usapan natin, ang factor na magkakatalo sila is the intramolecular forces of attraction or intramolecular hydrogen bonding. Kapag letter B, kaya letter B, ito yung sunod, and letter C, yung last. Kasi yung letter C, mas may tendency siya na mag-form ng intra kasi mas malapit yung OH atoms niya. Therefore, mas bababa ang kanyang melting and boiling point. Yun yung sabi sa definition. And last, class number 7. Dalawa lang yan. Number 7. Na-explain ko na yan din kanina pa. Yes, Mr. Pia.
Try lang po, ma'am. Ang sagot po ba is B and A po? A and B po pala.
A, B, tama. Bakit?
Because yung sa B po is closer po yung branch with each other, kaya nagpo-promote po siya ng intramolecular hydrogen bonding po.
Okay, that's correct. Thank you. So, ang sagot ay AB, dahil because of the presence of intramolecular hydrogen bonding. Kapag mas malapit yung mga atoms containing the hydrogen bonds, it has higher tendency to form intra bonds, therefore mas bababa. So mas mababa itong letter B. Okay? So do you get it? Very simple lang naman yung concept nito. I'll just record. So I encourage you to participate, class, kasi if you have questions, I'll answer your questions and para mas makasagot kayo dun sa mga bonus points na inibigay ko. Sayang naman 4 points agad 'yon. Okay? Next is solubility. So this is very much related to the properties na boiling point and melting point. If you will observe paano nangyayari yung solubility or paano nadidissolve ang isang solute sa isang solvent, similar lang din sa boiling and melting. Merong breaking apart na nangyayari. Kaya nadidissolve yung solute na in solid form, nadi-dissolve siya dun sa liquid dahil nagbe-break apart yung molecules ng solute dun sa solvent. And dito sa solubility, meron tayong concept na tinatawag na like dissolves like. Golden rule. Yung mga polar solute dissolves in polar solvent and non-polar solute dissolves in non-polar solvents. Sabi dito, among other organic compounds, the ones soluble in water are those which are capable of hydrogen bonding with water. Meaning, ang mga solute na magde-dissolve lamang sa water is those na kayang makapag-form ng hydrogen bonding with water. And of course, dahil nga sa compatibility ng solute. So, to go directly sa ating point, you can refer to this hierarchy. Actually, similar lang ito doon sa hierarchy ng boiling point and melting point. So, let's discuss. Pinakamataas ang solubility is carboxylic acids because of its dimerization property or its presence of more than one possible site of interaction with water. Kaya siya ang pinaka-soluble. Next is ROH because of its high polarity as well as R and H2 or amides. Next is RCHO or aldehydes because of its carbonyl group. It has one site for interaction with water, dun sa carbonyl O. Next is ketones, ganun din. And class 4 is ROR, ethers, and hydrocarbons. Ito naman usually ay water insoluble sila halos. Kasi non-polar na itong mga atoms na ito or mga compounds na ito, ethers and hydrocarbons. Again, sa number one factor which affects solubility in water is because of its nature ng solute. Ano bang klaseng solute yung madi-dissolve dun sa water? So this is the hierarchy. You can refer to this one. Second factor is the carbon chain length. So you write dyan sa inyong notes, high molecular weight, low solubility. High molecular weight, low solubility. And again, we are talking about the carbon chain length. Hindi automatic na, okay, mas mataas ang molecular weight nito, ito na ang mas mababa ang solubility. Hindi ganon. Based lang sa carbon chain length. Paghaba ng chain, pagbaba ng solubility niya. Ganon. Bakit? Kasi yung carbon chain length is hydrophobic. Therefore, mas mahirap siyang i-dissolve. Kasi water-hating yung carbon chain na yun. Okay? That's carbon chain, high molecular weight or high carbon chain length, low solubility. Number 4 is branching. Kapag mas mataas yung branch or high branching, high solubility. High branching, high solubility. And the reason behind that concept is that yung hydrophobic portion ay mas lumiliit kapag mas branched. Therefore, it favors the formation of hydrogen bond with water. Mas kayang i-dissolve kapag mas branched. Right? And number 4 is the tendency to form intramolecular hydrogen bond. Doon naman kabaliktaran ng boiling and melting point. High tendency to form intramolecular hydrogen bond. High solubility. Or the other way around, low solubility. Yan na. So, did you get that? If yes, type yes. If may naintindihan yung solubility. Type yes. Okay. So let's refer naman dun sa next items dun sa exercise. 5 lang ito. So same mechanism, paki-raise na lang yung inyong hands kapag gusto nyong mag-answer. So arrange the following compounds according to its decreasing solubility and justify your answer. Yes, Miss Medrano, for number 1.
Yes po, try lang po. Ang answer ko po ay A, B, D, C.
Okay, ABDC, bakit?
Yung sa A po, meron po siyang compound which is yung hydroxyl functional group po na nag-aalaw po na mag-participate in hydrogen bonding with water. Tapos yung B naman po ay acetaldehyde na meron pong carbonyl group na which can engage din po in hydrogen bonding with water. Tapos yung D po ay while it has oxygen atoms po, they are not a functional group po configuration that readily engages in hydrogen bonding with water. Tapos yung C po ay propane po siya na lacks po ng functional group that readily participate in hydrogen bonding with water po.
Okay, thank you. So that's correct. A, B, D, C. Apple, boy, dog, cat. Ang ating factor, bakit ganun yung ating arrangement is because of its nature of solute. Alin ba dyan yung magre-react with water? And I have given you yung table or yung hierarchy na pwede natin maging basis para masagutan itong mga numbers na ito. Next, number 2. Miss De La Cruz.
Para naman po sa number 2, ang answer po ay B, A, C, D. At ayun din po ay based sa nature of solute or hierarchy. Nauna po ang carboxylic, next po ay alcohol, then amine and ketone.
Amine and ketone. Thank you, Ms. De La Cruz. That's correct. A, B, D, C. Okay. Letter C. Miss Rosella.
A, B, C, D. Since all these molecules nga po ay alcohol and can form hydrogen bonds with water po. However po, since hydrophobic nga po ang carbon chain ay the longer the length of the carbon chain po, the solubility decreases po.
Okay. So, tama. Kapag mas maikli yung carbon chain length dito, kasi lahat naman sila alcohol, edi mas madaling ma-dissolve kapag shorter ang carbon chain length. Number 4. Yes, Mr. Baryon.
DCBA po. The more branch po, the po more solubility po.
Ano? DCBA.
Opo.
DCBA. Okay. Correct din. Branching naman. And number 5, number 5, number 5 class. Number 5, ano? Same lang ito, na-discuss ko na nga ito. Ano sa number 5 ang sagot? So, number 5 ay CBA. Simply because madami siyang polar molecules attached to benzene and the tendency to form intramolecular hydrogen bonding. Kaya, pinakamataas yung C, highest solubility yung letter C, next is letter B, and last is letter A. CBA. Okay? So, do you have any questions, class? I'll just end my discussion here, and on Saturday, this coming Saturday at 2 p.m., we will have a face-to-face class at Lab 1. Right? That's our schedule for face-to-face classes. So, thank you very much, class, for attending our makeup class for today, and you can take a rest na. Thank you.